project, I have chosen to do a video instead of an actual paper. My final project will focus on the effective use of mobile learning in Ontario classrooms. 7 weeks ago, when this course started, no way did I think I'd be able to do an actual video project as my final piece of work. I have learned many things in this class and will try to demonstrate it into this final project. Next, I'll talk about the digital media in the actual classroom. Digital literacy, which include information literacy, media literacy, and ICT literacy, have been highlighted as a pillar of 21st century skills in many influential international initiatives. Are cell phones in the classroom beneficial to students? It's a question many educators are facing these days. The Common Core state standards call for students to develop digital media and technology skills. One way to help them reach that goal is to incorporate gadgets they're already familiar with, cell phones, tablets, and smartphones, into their learning environment. And since these gadgets are already in our classrooms, why not implement them in students' learning? Mobile devices are becoming as essential to students' daily lives as their textbooks. Young people learn best when it's relevant to them, when there's social connection tied to it, and when they actually have a personal interest in it. Digital natives are becoming a generation of kinesthetic learners and ones who learn by being interested in what they're actually learning. Benefits to using mobile devices. Mobile devices have features and functionality for supporting learners. Learners are to expect to engage with these learning resources whilst away from the traditional learning spaces. Over the past 10 years, mobile learning has grown from a minor research interest to a set of significant projects in schools, workplaces, museums, cities, and rural areas around the world. The mobile learning community is still fragmented with different national perspectives, differences between academia and industry, and between the school, higher education, and lifelong learning sectors. It is important to bring new technology into the classroom. Devices used are more lightweight than books and PCs. Mobile learning can be used to diversify the types of learning activities students partake in, or a blended learning approach. Mobile learning supports the learning process rather than being integral to it. Mobile learning can be a useful add-on tool for students with special needs. However, for SMS and MMS, this might be dependent on the student's specific disabilities or difficulties involved. Mobile learning can be used as a hook to re-engage disaffected youth. And some of the benefits of mobile learning are relatively inexpensive opportunities, as the cost of mobile devices are significantly less than PCs and laptops. Multimedia content and delivery options, continuous and situated learning support, decrease in training costs, potentially a more rewarding learning experience, improving levels of literacy, numeracy, and participation in education amongst young adults, and using the communication features of a mobile phone as part of a larger learning activity. Example, sending media or text into a central portfolio, or exporting audio files from a learning platform to your phone. There are also challenges to mobile learning. Connectivity and battery life is a major issue. Screen size and key size. Meeting required bandwidth for non-stop fast streaming. Number of file asset formats supported by a specific device. There are also issues of Wi-Fi in our schools. Content security or copyright issue from authorizing group. Multiple standards. Multiple screen sizes and multiple operating systems. Social and educational challenges for mobile learning include accessibility and cost barriers for end users, so there's a large digital divide, how to access learning outside the classroom, how to support learning across many contexts, content security or pirating issues, frequent changes in device models, conceptual differences between e-learning and m-learning, and the design of technology to support a lifelong learning. Tracking of results and proper use of this information, and there are no restrictions on the learning timetable. There's also access to and use of technology in developing countries, where many of these countries don't have the access that the first world contains. Mobile technologies are an attractive and easy means to maintain literacy skills and gain constant access to information. They are affordable, can be easily distributed, and thus hold great potential for reaching marginalized groups and providing them with access to further learning and development. Mobile technologies facilitate distance learning in situations where access to education is difficult or interrupted because of geographical location or due to post-conflict or post-disaster situations.
They are highly portable, so which means that the technology is available wherever the user needs to learn. They are individual. The technology can be personalized to suit the individual's learning ability, knowledge, and learning style, and is designed to support learning rather than general office work. They are unobstructive, so the learner can capture situations and retrieve knowledge without the technology becoming overly noticeable or imposing on the situation. They are also available, which means that the learner can use the technology anywhere to enable communication with teachers, experts, and peers, and also adaptable, so the technology can be adapted to the context for learning and the learner's evolving skills and knowledge. And finally, they are very useful, as the technology is suited to everyday needs for communication, reference work, and learning, while also being very easy to use, as the technology is easily comprehended and navigated by people with no previous experience without using it. Wherever one looks, evidence of mobile penetration is irrefutable. Cell phones, PDAs, MP3 players, portable game devices, handhelds, tablets, and laptops abound. No demographic is immune from this phenomenon. From toddlers to seniors, people are increasingly connected and are digitally communicating with each other in ways that would have been impossible only a few years ago. As for the market for portable computing devices continues to expand, ebooks are predicted to grow with them. In response, online bookstores have increased their holdings of ebooks, with some publishers now including ebook versions of their printed college textbooks. Currently, companies are working on adding audio, video, and text-to-speech components for ebook software, which might, along with new usability standards, eliminate the barriers to their widespread adoption within the next few years. Mobile learning is said to be the real 21st century learning, combining creativity, critical thinking, communication, and collaboration. There are 4 different broad uses of mobile learning. They are research, using the iPad as a resource tool for information and figuring out questions. Back-channeling, using an in-class live stream that allowed students to follow while the teacher reads out loud, asking and answering questions, and making observations. Gaming, during free time, students are allowed to use their iPads or other mobile learning devices to challenge other players or peers to play games. Also, a curricular resource, using mobile devices like dictionaries, music, math, and French applications. Julie Mueller did a large research study for the Waterloo School Board. What she found was that the impact of the use of iPads as classroom tools on students' learning. She found out that searching for information was easier and broader. Secondly, she found out students valued the ease of access and portability of devices. And finally, using the iPads as tools was enjoyable, resulting in students that were more engaged and more motivated in the classroom. Building on this evidence that effective teachers have different levels of experience, knowledge, and comfort with technology integration, their research concluded that the teacher's role was to understand all 3, the technology, the pedagogy, so what kind of learning is happening, and the content that is available. Right from the beginning, the investigation happened in actual classrooms. Within the Waterloo Region School Board, computers across the curricular program, Mueller and her team were involved in a pilot project that brought iPads into a few schools. Since then, the school board has rolled out iPads in every single school in its district. There was a large initiative also done by the Peel School Board, where they created a bring your own device policy within their school board, where students can bring their iPods, iPhones, and iPads, along with other mobile devices, into the classrooms of their schools. This is a new pedagogy that is emerging within our 21st century society. The majority of Canadian schools have not adapted M-learning into their classrooms, but how do we change this going into the future of the 21st century? New data is suggesting that a majority of schools in Canada are lagging behind when it comes to technology in the classroom, specifically, though, mobile learning devices like tablets. The study by CDW Canada, a leading provider of technology solutions for Canadian organizations in public and private sectors, revealed results from its Teaching with Technology survey. It found 42% of Canadian schools have not yet introduced mobile learning tools in their classrooms. The survey indicated that technology is playing a vital role in transforming student learning and empowering teachers to lead instructional innovation in schools. The following is a list of my works cited list that I contacted using this final project.